there is more entrepreneurial nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I think trans people make the best entrepreneurs for a couple of reasons. One is that we know what it feels like to not have support. And a lot of us
feel alone.
So exactly, feeling alone out there doing the thing, being self-motivated. We know that. We're aware of those feelings. Also, we know what it takes to make something from nothing or kind of just reinvent or pivot your business. That's something we've done quite a bit in the past. And there's strength in our community. There's strength in communities across the world, but our community is unique in the sense that we share a very difficult, if not traumatic experience that really uniquely links us together. And that's something that can really be used as motivation and expertise in starting a business.
Yeah. So do you think people who wants to start to do their own business or become their own boss, do you have any tips or hacks? Yeah. In general, like, do you need to prepare yourself emotionally, or you need to have some sort of saving first?
Sure, that would be nice. I think a lot of our businesses are bootstrapped, but that's where we start anyway. I think the toughest thing is simply getting started. And so I would encourage someone, if they have an idea, there's different ways of validating that idea, and there's different kind of processes to go through to systematize your business. But I think the most important thing is simply getting started. Do something. Go talk to someone. Begin to ask questions of what population may use the product or service that you have. And just talk to people and get the ball rolling. You don't have to have the best website. You don't have to have the best product in the final phase. That's all perfect. There's MVP, a minimum viable
just like
product.
I'm doing this podcast show.
Exactly.
We're sucks at first, right? I understand. Yeah, and then plus, I also want to add is there's a lot of YouTube videos or other podcasts that you can learn from. That's where I started actually during COVID, and then I started reading a lot of books and stuff. So it really helps. And so what other goals you have coming up for your business? I heard you're gonna start some other side business. Like the map that you creating. Can you share that with us too?
I have a few other little projects on the side. Transzone is kind of the main focus. Although it's probably not a full-time job. I mean, it will be in the future, but not at this point. But what will and hopefully help in the future to pay my bills is I've started a branding agency and social media management. And so it's called flourishsocial.co. And that's something where I can just interact with business owners that help them everywhere from trying to figure out who they are as a business, with their unique identity, what is unique about them compared to competitors, getting that graphically represented on paper, but also in messaging and positioning where they need to be in the market. And then we can kind of take the burden off them for their social media. And personally, I know how difficult it is just with our own accounts. It gets monotonous and there's a million other things to do. And sometimes social media can take, exactly. Absolutely. And so that's something that we can take the burden off business owners. I know business owners do some things really good, but they don't do everything really good.
It's a team sport.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And then I have a little e-commerce website called mycitymaps.co. For some reason, I like the .co extension. But it's just a little place where you can go and customize your own map of your city or your wedding space, engagement, your favorite date, a bucket list item. You can make a customized wall map for it. And so with different designs. So it's I bought that and established out on my own domain there.
Yeah, so we're going to have all the links in the show note that she mentioned related to her business.
Okay, thank you.
So now we are closing up. I'm going to invite Michelle back to do some, like, as a guest host with me. So you want to tell the audience what kind of topic that we might do it together in the future?
Yeah. I think my passion is community building, but then also helping empower this entrepreneur spirit.
Yes.
I would love to see women across the board, queer women and
Right.
trans women, of course,
Right.
understanding their giftings and what they can bring to the table, and then how to monetize that, how to make that a business, a sustainable business for them, to have a sense of self-empowerment, the self-decision-making where you're in charge of things.
Yes.
It's not hard. This is the easiest time in history. I mean, let me rephrase it. It is very hard, but this is the easiest time in history to start with what we have with different platforms and internet available.
Yes.
So I am really committed to helping our community establish businesses, grow together and grow. And I think there's a lot of areas we're strong in community, but if we can come together linked as businesses and as a business commit to building into our community, I mean, we'll be unstoppable. It'll be very, very exciting and powerful time.